Can you believe it? We are here. 23seven, week 4. So, welcome to week 4 of the 23seven framework. If you are brand new, I'm hoping you're not brand new because you should be about week 4. So, you're still brand new, but just a quick reminder guys that 23seven is just our leadership rhythm that we have inside of the House of ULA where you can focus on a 23-minute video training and then you'll be given 7 focused actions for that week. And you can do some of these actions over and over, to repeat them as much as you need. And some of them you may not, but just know that that's what this is for. Because our goal is to really help you build with clarity and consistency without the overwhelm. And overwhelm is very natural. I mean, if you are on Facebook, you're following the USANA Brand Partners page and they're posting things there. And then you're on the House of ULA and they're posting things there. If you're in another group page and they're posting things there as well. If you're in team chats, there's chat groups going on. So what 23seven is, if at the minimum all you have is 30 minutes, then 23seven will definitely help you with what you can do to be consistent throughout the week. Weeks 1 through 3 were about understanding the business foundations, right? I went over, this is not in any particular order. We went over orientation, onboarding through your back office. Then we talked about milestones 1, 2, 3. Each week, there was a little more information on each milestone as well as pace setter. Um, we did a light discussion on the compensation as well as the structure. More of that will be on weeks 6 and 7. 6, 7, just joking. Okay, so week 4 is where we're going to start to shift from understanding to execution because information does not build a business alone. Our action does. So, where we are right now, we are in week 4, and I want to help orient you again with our 13 weeks because your 13 weeks will come and go very quickly. Your first 13 weeks as a brand partner are incredibly important because this is where the foundation layers are built. And then this is how momentum is created. So we are looking at our first 13 weeks. Weeks 1 through 4 focuses on building the foundation. Weeks 1 through 4 is also locking in milestone 1, which is where you are. Now, weeks 5 through 8 is where you are going, and that's going to be locking in milestone 2. And then weeks 9 through 13, you're locking in milestone 3, and then you are going to qualify and finalize lifetime pace setter. So we want to focus on this week. Week 4 is to help you to do what you need to do to lock in your milestone 1. And then we're also going to get a little more prepared with milestone 2 momentum. Before we talk about how we're going to build momentum, let's talk about protecting our business. Every week I have talked about this because this is so important. And it is that every brand partner must understand when they are commission qualified every 4 weeks, because this is how you earn commissions off of your organization. And you have to maintain 100 personal volume or PV. Now, some brand partners that operate multiple business centers, they will need a 200 PV so that you can earn multiple commission from the different business centers. But keeping on focus, maintaining 100 PV every 4 weeks. Most brand partners do this through their personal product order and setting it up for their auto order to run the week of their mission qualification ending deadline. Again, this is not about buying product. This is about using products that you consistently are going to use so that your business will remain active and commission qualified. Now, where do you find all of this? Well, in your back office, you will see your business center qualification date, wherein you go in your back office and you click on your manage for auto orders. It will tell you when your next processing date is. And as I explained last week's training, again, if the qualification date is February 27th, which you see on your screen, I need to have my order or my customer's order placed for this qualification. I can actually have the auto order set, my personal auto order or my customers that I'm going to use towards commission qualification for the Sunday after the qualification date. So February 27th is the end. I can set up my auto order to run on Sunday, and that will help keep me qualified. Otherwise, you can get it done all throughout that week of the 27th. Um, let's see, where are we now? Okay, and then that's your rolling calendar. You can find this all in your back office. Repeating from last week is, how do you see where your commission qualification directly is in your back office? And so I'm going to walk you through this really quickly, because in the dashboard, you're going to see the estimated commission as well as your business center qualification status. You're going to also see processing dates connected to your auto order cycle. This is something that you should check regularly. So put this into your reminder or your calendar so that you can have it set so that you can protect your qualification, because this is what's going to help protect your income. Now, this, what you see on your screen, is also very important. This is a good thing to check some administrative items in your account. So in your account, under profile, which is the first graphic, it's the little graphic picture of a person on the top right corner. You're going to want to click on that. And then when you have your drop menu for my account, you're going to want to click on profile. When you click on profile, the next screen is going to show you, that's going to have your account settings. And in your account settings is going to be payment. When you click on payment, it takes you to another page that says payment and payouts, as you see as the last graphic on your slide. And you're going to select the third option, which is taxes. This is where you can enter your EIN or your social security number. This is super important, because if this information is missing, it can definitely interrupt your commission payouts. Take it from me. So you also want to just double check that you've completed your onboarding tasks inside of your Grow USANA. And if you hadn't completed all the onboarding orientation, you can also get that done throughout the week. So let's go into what you will have for your week for week 4. So in week 4, the USANA team provided the ULA integration training course on resource. This is going to point you back to, like, I'm trying to think of the quote that I normally say. Oh, I know what it is. Okay, so leaders don't know everything, but leaders know where to find everything. And you are a leader, and I need to make sure that you are able to find everything. So this training session, it's about a 45-minute video. It was really, really good and helpful. I remember watching this during week 4, and I was like, wow, this is really helping me connect some of the dots. And so anyways, this is led by Bethany as well as Shiloh, and they're going to train you through key tools that are available to you as a brand partner. Bethany explains how to connect with the corporate community, through the different platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Grow USANA, so forth. And then inside Grow USANA, they break down the modules, which you've already got equipped with. They talk about the new brand partner community, as well as the building business trained resources that are in Grow USANA. And then Shiloh will walk you through the hub, which includes several important areas that we already have discussed over the past 3 weeks: the main page, the media center, Grow USANA Access, and then Team Manager. Because inside of Team Manager, this is where you're going to find basic reports such as your 4-week cycle, your genealogy report, and your volume reports. And so they will go over those, and these are the tools to help you understand what is happening in your business. Now that you've walked through protecting your business, let's kind of focus in on some simple activity to help you build it, because not all activity that you do grows your business. Sometimes we have busy work. So some activities are going to feel like it's productive, but is it actually moving the business forward? And these are the honest conversations that you can have with your mentor or the person that helped you get enrolled. Income producing activities, also referred as IPAs, these are actions that lead to new customers, new brand partners, affiliates, as well as you achieving milestone bonuses and lifetime pay setter. An example is having conversations about the product, Inviting someone to connect with your mentor or your leader or someone that you have partnered with in building your USANA business, about letting them know, inviting them to learn more about the opportunity. I know that once a month there's an opportunity Zoom that is hosted by USANA, but you don't have to wait for that. You can connect with myself, with Danielle, with the person that enrolled you, and we can do smaller ones that could be just directly for you and the person that you want to talk to. Otherwise, we can also do a big group setting as well. The other thing that's an IPA, and these are basics, these will never really change, is following up. So you want to have conversations about the products. You want to invite people to see and hear more about the opportunity to partner. And then you want to follow up with your customers and some of customers that maybe haven't ordered from you in the last year or year and a half. And then it's also sharing your personal experience. And you can do this in person with your warm market. You can do this on social media. And speaking of social media, I just want to have some social media clarity here because social media can help you create curiosity and visibility. But if you don't have a large following or you're not influencer audience status, you're influential, but you may not have that amount of audience yet. Social media does not build your business alone. It creates conversations that can help you build your business. So I like to think of social media simply being like a break the ice. It helps to start those conversations, but we will go deeper into social media in the upcoming weeks. But right now, for your first 4 weeks, we just really want you to build clarity so that you can build your confidence because from that, there will be an overflow in just what you naturally do on social media. Now, if you're a social media um, active and you're like, no, I want to get this done sooner, I want to get on social media, connect with who invited you or who you enrolled with because we do have social media things that's available, but just trying to stay on track for weeks 1 through 4. Gotcha. All right. Conversation goals this week. And so this week, the goal is for you to keep it simple. I would like for you guys to focus on the following IPAs. Have 7 meaningful conversations this week, 2 business invitations. And again, 2 business invitations can be if there's a Zoom on the schedule for the month. If there's no opportunity Zoom on the schedule, then connect with your upline leader or the person that has enrolled you because there are leaders that will jump on and do opportunity Zooms or share the opportunity on your behalf. And then the third thing is follow up with current customers. If you have already have customers from week 1, 2, and 3, we're going to want to follow up with them because if they ordered their products on week 1, then they're also up for an auto order. Or if they order it on week 2, they're going to be having their auto order. And so this is a great time for you to map this out in your schedule of what are some of the things that you can do. I will also provide you with your weekly 7 things to do this week, and these are some of them, okay? Now, I mentioned earlier, add them to your schedule. Time structure is super important, and it's one of the biggest reasons, a common reason that people struggle to build their businesses. It's not the lack of the opportunity, it's the lack of time structure. We all are given 24 hours in a day, and some of us have different seasons that we are in. So, got to be honest with that first, right? What does that season really look like? And I think it was week 2 is where I gave you guys some goals to think of like what is the income you wanted to reach. As well as some of the commitments. And then it was the time. I mentioned to you guys in that week about the red, yellow, green schedule. And this is something that I have been using over the last 11 years. I now don't do red, yellow, green because I have it a little different in my head. But let me break this down for you guys because what red is the time for faith, family, rest. This is your non negotiables, right? Yellow time is light business activity, the messages, like messages that you can follow up with. If your kids are at practice and you don't have to watch and be present at the game, then you can definitely get that phone out, get your laptop out, and you can help people place orders. You can follow up. These are light business activities. And then your green time is when you have focused income producing activities that's locked in. You put your phone on do not disturb because we know how that all goes, right? With notifications and scrolling and all of that stuff. So This is red, yellow, green. And the goal is not to spend all day building a business because we are building an ULA life, right? So we need to make sure we are living our ULA life and really finding what that balance will look like for each of us. The goal with the red, yellow, green is that you create intentional blocks of focused activity. And then um, even 2 green time blocks per week can move your business. And I'm saying, like, what if it's an hour on Tuesday and then an hour on Friday or 30 minutes every single day? This is where you make that commitment. And I do actually have more details if you're interested in knowing how to implement a red, yellow, green schedule that I call the stoplight schedule method in your weekly checklist for this week before. You will have a link that will take you to where there's a training video as well as some worksheets. All right, so week 4, focus. As we wrap up our training session, I want to just make it very clear this is where your focus needs to be. Stay commission qualified, have meaningful conversations, support your customers, and then continue building momentum towards milestone 2 and milestone 3, regardless if you earned milestone 1. Because consistency is going to compound, and the ultimate goal through the milestones is locking in pace setter qualification for life. And all of these small actions that are done is what will create sustainable growth as you continue to live your life, as you continue to get more acquainted with the business. Again, we're going to take small bites of the elephant so that we don't get overwhelmed. And as always, 23/7 we'll always have a training, right? Like we have right now. This is what you're watching. Week 4 will also come with a checklist. If you click on that QR code, this is where you are going to find the 23/7 framework hub where every week will live. So week 1 through 4 has its own link. You can click on it and it'll take you to the video and also to access the specific checklist for that week. So the purpose of 23/7 again is not to overwhelm you. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be confused or you may not get frustrated because this is real life, guys. So it is there to help you build your USANA business with clarity, consistency, as well as some momentum that's sustainable 1 week at a time. And one thing I want to remind you of as you move forward is building is going to look different for each of us. Some seasons is going to allow more time and energy. Other seasons are going to require us to move a little slower. Both seasons are okay. What matters is that you keep building, not disappear, not stop completely and then feel like you have to start all over again. That is exhausting. So we want to honor the seasons we are at, and we know that progress in this business doesn't come from bursts of activity because it's great for the moment, but then we get exhausted. Following and starting and restarting and starting and restarting is again exhausting. So we want to help steady, we want consistent action over time, and we want to make this fun and enjoyable. So wherever you are in your season, just keep leaning in, keep learning, keep showing up, keep having conversations, and keep building because small actions done consistently is what creates real momentum. Let's keep building. And as always, be grateful, have faith, build your USANA business, and go live your ULA life. Take care. God bless.